Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Woodstock, Georgia. This is Fearless Formula with Sharon Klein. Welcome to Fearless Formula on Business RadioX, where we talk about the ups and downs of the business world, and we offer words of wisdom for business success. I'm your host, Sharon Klein, and I have a full house in the studio today. I'm very excited about it. We've got Dereck Jensen of Precision Power Washing and Restoration. He's been on the show a couple times. It's so nice to see you.
Thank you for having me back.
You're welcome. Well, you're welcome. And Robert Murray, who is with Home Warranty of America. Nice to meet you, Robert.
Nice to meet you, too.
And then Kelly Habowski with she's a realtor with Keller Williams Realty Partners. Nice to meet you as well, Kelly. We've all become friends very quickly in the studio.
Brought all my rowdy friends this time.
Let's do it.
Oh, rowdy.
Well, happy Friday, and thank you for being willing to spend some time with me. And actually, the thing that I love the most about the reason why we're all here in this moment is because we get to give the consumer who doesn't know some very important information, weapons to fight against the big guys who are trying to keep them from having, the money they deserve, the policy that they signed, all of those ways that people can companies can make it seem like you don't deserve what you do. This is what we're doing. We're going to fight today.
Right. That's right. Like the Beastie Boys, we're going to fight for our right.
Yes.
to have power pressure washing.
We'll do that after the podcast.
All right, after the podcast. Heard.
Everybody getting tipsy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, so Dereck, before when you were here last year, you were not in association with these two fine people. So can you tell me how you all kind of came together?
Sure. I've known Kelly for a little over a year now. I really kind of, I attach myself to people that are like-minded, that I see that I can possibly grow with. And so I saw Kelly was doing her thing and moving a lot of homes, with both sides, selling and buyers.
Wow, good for
right?
you.
So, yeah, she was kind of really doing a big thing. And I just kind of started following her on Facebook. And then I hit her up one day and I was like, listen, I need to know you. So what's going on? And a friendship was formed, and it's been a little over a year now. And it's been great. And now here we are kind of growing some more. And she's poured into my business a tremendous amount over the past 6 months.
You help each other.
Exactly. We're a winning team.
That's wonderful. All right, and then how did you get to know Robert?
So, again, through Kelly, right?
Through Kelly?
The connector,
right?
yes, the connector.
Right? So, she's the plug. Kelly's the plug. If anyone doesn't know, Kelly right here, she's a plug. Make sure you give her a call.
She's the bomb.
She gave me a call and she said, hey, listen, we're having this event and there's going to be a bunch of different people there. You might want to come. It's a good way to kind of get your name out there.
It's like a networking event?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And she had Robert go with her. And she's like, I want to introduce you to Robert. Robert's a good guy. So I met Robert with the three of them. Refresh my memory. Where were we again?
Alpharetta.
We were
Real
in,
Estate Connections.
Real Estate Connections.
Yeah.
So,
we're at the Truck and Tap.
Right.
Yep,
so,
gotcha.
Yeah, so we met at the Truck and Tap for a little prelude to the interlude. And then we went over to
Real Estate Connections. And that was a great little event. Me and Robert got to know each other real good. Kind of developed, our friendship has kind of taken off really quickly. Absolutely.
It's funny. It's like kindred spirits. Sometimes you just meet your people,
Right. Yeah.
along the way.
Yeah.
But what's so cool is you really cover a lot of the real estate industry, don't you, between the three of you?
Yes.
Yeah, between the three of us, we
You're
got
the
pretty much
trifecta, right?
all of it.
Big time. Yes.
How do you explain to me how you all would work? If I were a customer, I wanted to buy a house, I would go to you, correct?
Right.
It'd be so easy. And then I would have my warranty through Robert. And then I would be like, I need help with my roof and anything else, Dereck. So you kind of all cover very important aspects of real estate.
Absolutely. Well, what's happening is Kelly, being the real estate agent, she is actually talking to the clients about the home warranty, and then I get it referred over.
Got it. Understood.
So,
Understood.
And then also she's talking to any of the people that she has that's looking to buy a home. She's explaining the process of how important it is to make sure that roof has a certificate of compliance so that it can get insured. Because a lot of insurance companies, as we all know, they're not, if the roof is 10 years or older, they're not insuring it.
We
they
could
don't
have a
want
problem.
Yeah,
a big problem on our hands.
And so with my certificate, it gets rid of that problem and forces the insurance company to go by the manufacturer's warranty, not necessarily their standards of a warranty.
Right.
So if the shingles are a 30-year shingle and it's a 10-year-old roof and it has a certificate of compliance, the insurance company's hands are kind of tied. They have to insure that roof.
Wow.
Yeah, per the fine print. Yeah, so when you hire me, you hire a powerhouse team.
That's exactly right. To me, it feels like you are doing exactly that. You're giving people their own power, to fight.
Yes.
Because I'm clueless, and they know it,
Right.
That's what we were just saying. It's like they take advantage, and I get it. It's a business. I understand. But it still seems such like mean to do to people, to value money so much more over what's doing, what's right by people.
That's the society we live in today, though.
But you guys are like with
We're
your
the superheroes.
invisible capes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Your
Yes.
invisible capes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun,
Oh my
dun.
God, we
That's
need to
it.
get real capes. Like, I think that's going to be a thing.
Matching outfits
Yes.
for sure.
Look, I know a guy. I can get capes made. I just had a bunch of shirts made, some hats made. I can get some capes
Let's
made.
get some
you
capes,
can.
man.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
you can. Yes, you can, Dereck. That's for sure. You got a hat coming to me.
I know a guy. Yeah, and I got some shirts coming to you, too.
I love that
I'm
you're
ready.
like, I know a guy.
I know a guy who
you
knows
all
a guy.
know.
That's our job,
Yeah.
to know a guy.
You all know
Or
a
a
guy.
gal, or whoever.
That's right.
All right, Kelly, let's talk a little bit about how you got into the real estate industry.
Oh, man. I was a 10-year bartender down in Buckhead. Had a wild life, a lot of fun. And then slowly over time, I finally watched all of my senior bartenders get into real estate. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, if they can do it, I can do it. I can go cash fat commission checks. Like do
Make it
all
rain.
of the things. Yes.
Definitely.
And at that time, I had never bought or sold a house before. I had no idea what I was getting into. But I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. So I had the means to do it, took my test, got officially licensed at the end of 2019, and hung my license with Keller Williams at the end of February of 2020.
Which is right by the pandemic days. Yeah.
Yes, it was crazy. So my first year, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit rough. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. I was still part-time bartending, and I was just a little lost. Like, I closed one deal. I loved it, but I was just really lost. So finally, at the end of the year, I found my first real estate team, and they hired me on, and they gave me all the mentorship and all the things that I needed to be successful, and they groomed me into who I am today, and I am so grateful for them. Shout out to Ursula and Associates.
Yes. Yes.
Whoa, whoa.
Ding. Ding.
Yeah. They're a great real estate team.
They
I
are.
love
They're a
them.
fantastic team. Yes.
So
Absolutely.
what makes you sort of set yourself apart from other realtors out there?
Oh man, there are so many realtors out there, and it's so important who you partner with, right? So I take a 100% educational and consultative approach. I am not a salesperson. I know, like, when sometimes people think about real estate, they think about real estate sales and like everybody like selling a house. Like, I get it, but I'm there for my clients and the best interest of my clients. I have no problem consulting with a client and telling them, like, hey, now's not the right time to make your move. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no problem saying that. So my clients are first, just front row and center.
I love it because you are really, truly advocating for them.
100%.
And it's not about the sale. It's about what's doing right all around.
Yeah.
That's good karma, I think.
Right. Amen.
And good energy,
Amen. Yeah.
So how often do you find that issues come up in the whole process of selling a house?
Ooh, like, especially roof issues. Like, okay. So again, started in 2020, but my career really took off in 2021, and it was just the Wild West.
Wow. Yeah. Well,
Like-
and economy wise, I'm sure. I remember I moved in 2021 and the fight for my house was
A
Scary.
fight, literally a fight.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you gave up a lot of your rights, a lot of your contingencies, you gave up a lot of your protections, and it was a crazy, wild time. So that year was crazy. But then when we got into 2022 and mid 2022, when the rates started going up, like, I started to, like, I was talking to my insurance agents, right, like my brokers, and they were like, Kelly, a lot of insurance companies are pulling out of Georgia. Man, like they're not insuring roofs that are like, they're not even looking at roofs over 10 years old. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
Like, I mean, like, the life expectancy is 30 years on particular shingles, like architectural, right? So I have been very, very adamant about educating my clients on roof maintenance, which I've learned so much from Dereck in the past month. Like,
me too.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Because, again, you don't know what you don't know. And that's what, like, I continue to learn for my clients so I can educate them in those ways.
I love
Beautifully said. Beautifully said.
Yeah, because knowledge is power in this
100%.
in this case.
And it provides so much clarity.
It does. So imagining I'm a buyer, what would you advise me to look for when it comes to, like, in particular, a roof looks like a roof looks like? It's brown, it's black. That's all I know. You know, what would I need to be looking for?
Oh, man. So it starts with the seller's property disclosures. So typically a seller will fill out to the best of their knowledge how old the roof is. Sometimes they don't know and they guess, but, you know, it's a good guideline. So, you know, sometimes I see, you know, brand new roof. Sometimes I see 25 years old. So that's like basically the first line of defense. And then, of course, when we get to the property, we look at, you know, to see if it's been maintained. Like if we're seeing like the black streaks on the roof, the algae, overhanging trees, gutters full, like we kind of know that it probably hasn't been serviced in the right way per the certificate of compliance for Dereck. So.
Understood.
Then they call me.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, so
too.
Yes.
How does someone like Dereck fit into the whole home buying process? Like how if I were buying a home and I'm like, I need some help, you go to Dereck and you say what?
I go to Dereck and say help. Again, like when you hire me, you hire my team of professionals. Like I take networking and small businesses in our community like very seriously. I only work with the best of the best. I only work with the honest, the true, the authentic. You know, I mean, you can Google search anybody and they can have great reviews. Like who knows if they paid for those reviews? You know, like who knows? True. Who knows? So you know, I mean, I take a relationship approach with my clients and I mean I have the people that they need to call.
Well, why would learn I always think about this, why learn the hard way? Well, Amen. Why work with someone that you think might be okay and then have all these problems or potentially not get paid or they don't do a quality job?
Yeah. Oh, man. And he has shared with me some horror stories about, like, people just being negligent with pressure washing houses, soft washing houses. Like, I mean, fires, like, I mean, people not taking adequate, like, protocols, like, safety measures. Like, and I mean, anybody can go buy a pressure washer from Home
make
Depot,
a business and
right?
make like
make
their
a
own
business.
Little,
right?
Wow.
And so, I mean, it's just it's crazy these days. So you really want to work with professional people who are actually going to take the time to educate you and walk you through the process.
So you all have been working together for about a year now. Is that right?
Kelly and I about a year.
Yeah.
Robert and
I've known Robert
about a month
since,
and a half.
Yeah.
But,
nice.
But that's that they had a relationship way before me, and like I said, Robert and I we talk every day. We've kind of become buds really quickly. I felt like I've known him my whole life.
There you go. We're the three best friends that anyone could have.
You're my best friend.
You're my best
Oh my God,
friend.
can we play a song? Like,
Sure, let's do a little soundtrack. This will be a party tonight. Well, I do want to ask you, though, a little bit about home warranties because I think obviously we have to have insurance on our homes, right?
Yes.
But explain to me how important a home warranty is for the average person who may just not think it's worth having.
Sharon, I'll tell you, there's 2/3 of home buyers that they pay more in repairs the first year of ownership than the cost of getting a home warranty.
I can absolutely attest to that.
So I'm always using me. Oh.
Whoop.
No, you didn't put it on Do Not Disturb.
Feel free to move it if you need to move it.
Okay, yeah.
So, did someone call you, Dereck? All the people you know are in this room. I'm just kidding.
That was a good one, Sharon.
I'm a busy guy. I'm a wanted man, you know?
I like it, Sharon. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was my sassy side. That's it, though.
I like
one sassy comment.
Only one?
Yeah.
Like, what if we wanted 3?
Yeah.
Come
I
on.
have to work on it.
I
That's
love it.
extra special. All right. So what's interesting about that, as an average person, me, I don't think it's important to have a home warranty. I go buy my house, and then all of a sudden I've got all these little problems that they were able to kind of like Band-Aid in the whole process, right, of buying a house.
Yes.
So what is the average thing that happens to a home? Like what are some common things that people are needing to have repaired?
The main thing is HVAC.
Yes.
Always
Yes.
HVAC,
Every time.
water heaters. You don't know when you're moving into that house, there could be the home inspection, and there is the home inspection, beautifully done by the home inspectors. But the thing is, they could miss something. They could also have a situation where it's down the road that it can break. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We get in our cars and we hope we get to the place we need to go, right? But you never know. You don't know what's going to happen. You know, it's the same thing with Dereck here. Boston, call him Boston.
Boston.
Did
I do that right?
I was going to say Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, Boston.
Boston.
Oh, Boston.
Boston.
I don't know. I'm from Woodstock. I don't know.
So Dereck.
Sorry.
So Dereck is taking care of homes. You know, I mean, he's soft washing roofs, which is freaking awesome. I love it. He did it for me.
Yeah.
He did a wonderful job. And the thing is, if I was going to sell my house, he did such a great job. I could get about $50,000 or $60,000 more because of how he made my house look.
Wow.
Seriously, I told him that too.
Oh, that's amazing.
Curb appeal's important.
And he says, "You're going to sell your house?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do this."
Yeah. No. Wait. What? Are you? I was like, wait, are you selling your house?
Not yet.
All right. So a typical home warranty policy, how many months is an average?
An average one is 12, but at Home Warranty of America, it's 13 months. So, yeah, that makes us stand apart from all the other ones out there. There are a lot of great home warranty companies, and I've been with a lot of them over the years. So, but this one, 13 months. We even cover $1,000 on the homeowner's insurance deductible. Yeah, so if your HVAC or water heater goes out, we take care of that. But let's think about what that can do. If your HVAC leaks and causes damage to the walls or the floor, your insurance company's taking care of that. We're paying $1,000 of that deductible.
And that's peace of mind.
Which is usually what? 90% of the deductible?
Yep.
That $1,000 covers about 90% of the out-of-pocket cost?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
$1,000 is pretty much the minimum. It goes up to like $2,500, some are $5,000, you know. But
dang.
I'll tell you, me personally, I've had a home warranty through all the years that I've been in the home warranty business.
Yeah, really.
They've paid over $13,000 in claims for me.
Damn. Hell yeah.
I would have had to come out of my pocket for that. Listen, when you buy a house, you're putting a lot of money into it. The mortgage, everything is into it. You know, you gotta, if you want to do any upgrades in the home, renovations, whatever, and then you have your HVAC go out. Oh my gosh, you gotta cut something, right?
I always think about that when you buy a house, and you really have been very clear with where you stand financially when you're doing it. An extra $1,000 out of the blue can be a huge impact. It would be for me.
Absolutely.
What's generally covered under a warranty policy?
The HVAC is generally covered. We cover the water heater. We cover the electrical, the plumbing.
The electrical's big too.
It absolutely is. And then the thing is too,
plumbing's big.
Plumbing's huge.
Yeah,
plumbing's huge. Water heaters go out all the time. You know, and we also cover all the appliances, every single one of your appliances in the house.
Fridge,
even the microwave, the microwave.
The microwave?
The microwave. You never seen that video?
The microwave.
Oh, it's hilarious. Okay, we'll
look. I got to see that.
That's for another time.
Yeah, we'll have to circle back on that one.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. You're buying the house. Those people moving from that house, the sellers, they're keeping all their appliances there. Mm-hmm. There's only a couple of things that the home inspector can do. They can turn on the dishwasher, right? Well,
it works.
Mm-hmm. That's all they care about.
For now.
But my gosh, the next day it could go out. You never know. I see it all the time, y'all. I see it all the time.
So there are different plans that you can get with a home warranty. Like, you don't have to get the Cadillac version of home warranty plans, right? There are different levels, I want to say.
There are different levels, but the thing is that we have a platinum plan and we have a diamond plan. The diamond plan is going to give you everything that the platinum has given you. Like, we even take care of up to 6 locks in the home. We'll rekey those. We'll rekey the home. Because what do you think's happening when the buyer gets into the house? They have the key the sellers can still come in the house if they want to. I don't think it's a good idea if they do that.
Not here in Georgia.
Not here in Georgia. Not here in Georgia.
Not with Dereck around.
Not with my boy Dereck right here, brother. So the thing is we're covering, like I said, the diamond plan is the one that's covering the $1,000 of the homeowner's deductible. Okay. We're also covering up to $750 of modifications. What do you think is going to happen when the HVAC goes out? There's going to be modifications that need to be made, especially when you've got R22 Freon that's out there. You know what I'm saying? The R22 Freon is going away. Now, if we can find it, we're going to put it in there. But if we can't find it, we're replacing the HVAC system.
Mm-hmm. How often do those things change, that level R whatever? Because I want to say mine was like R13 at one point, and like I had to have someone come inspect it, and they were like, we don't even sell, like, I don't think you can get this Freon anymore. And I thought, oh, well, that's sort of unfair. At the same time, I don't want to be, contributing to the environment in a bad way. Unknowingly, all I know is I want to be comfortable in my house. So it does change over time. And so I guess you're right. If something does happen, you could be looking, because there's no way I could have fixed mine. Yeah. You could be looking at a whole new system. Yeah.
You're looking at a year. Every year
it's your turn now.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
You're next.
We're having other people join us.
No one's calling you because you're drinking Starbucks when you should be drinking Dunkin's.
You have a bad rep now.
Can everybody hear this? This is the most awesome white chocolate mocha in the world.
Bougie.
He called you a loser.
Well, that's all right. I'm used to it.
Robert's my guy.
How you doing, Boston?
How you doing?
How you doing there?
All right. So so imagine that I need some replacement. I realize that my house is not cooling down like it should. We're about to go into summer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How would I get into the whole process of making a claim? What would I do?
All you do is with our company, once you enroll the warranty with us, you're sent an email and it has your policy on it, and you're also signed up for the customer portal. You can do all of your claims process through there. Now, there's been other companies where you're on the phone for freaking an hour and a half. That actually happened to me as well. I'm not going to mention the name. Not doing it. Okay. But it really does piss you off. That's a great word to say.
Your time is valuable, and it feels like that. When you're spending so much time waiting for someone to even answer your problem when you just need it fixed as quick as possible, it's very stressful.
And if Derek's calling me, I'm like, damn, Dereck, I can't get your call, man. It's
all right.
It's business, baby. I'm trying to get this
business as usual.
But that's not the case with your company, right?
That's right.
You don't have to wait for an hour.
Customer portal. That's what they'll do, is do the customer portal. We send, what happens on that, Sharon, is we send we have it in I guess you would call it like, the contractors are lined up, ready to accept the call. Whoever accepts the call first is the one that gets the job. They go out there, they look at what's going on. They do pay, the homeowner does pay a service fee because that's going to be every time. And once that's done, we get the diagnosis of it, and we'll say, okay, yeah, we can fix it, or we're going to replace it.
So if I have a warranty policy with you, I know oftentimes, times being as they are financially, I would love to be able to not have to pay this like a large amount at once. So I was wondering if your policy offers like somehow an installment plan, or like you can make payments toward it, sort of like what I do with my homeowner's insurance or whatever, or my car insurance. Like I don't pay it all at once.
Oh yeah, my car insurance. I can't pay it all at once. It's ridiculous.
No, I have to pay it in monthly.
I have a beautiful daughter that's had accidents before, but hey.
Oh dear.
Listen. I've been there myself. Okay, I've been there myself. So I'm being a hypocrite right now, I guess, But the thing is, with our home warranty, once the buyer, if they want to buy the warranty, they can pay it in a monthly payment plan. There is no service charge. Wow. Usually what happens is when there's a closing with Kelly, it's paid at the time of closing, so it's paid all in full
by the seller. Because I negotiate that for my buyers.
By the seller.
Because that's insurance for someone like me, right? Mm-hmm. I would know for a full year, 13 months, that I don't have to worry about something breaking and having to, strap myself financially even more.
And I think that's huge, you know, and again, it just speaks volumes to the level of the powerhouse team that we are. You know, when you come in to buy a home and, you know, you're not even thinking about that, but then all of a sudden Kelly explains to you, hey, listen, we're going to get you a year's coverage for free, paid for by the seller, and then all this peace of mind, the water heater, the HVAC, the electrical, the plumbing, all of the things Robert just talked about, all of these things now are covered for a year. So, you know, let's just do hypothetical. If you're buying a home in the dead of summer, the main thing you're going to want to know here in Georgia is my AC going to work?
That's right.
Right? So that's a huge deal. And that's the level of professionalism and care that you get when you deal with someone like Kelly when you're buying a home.
Absolutely.
I love the idea, too, about the fact that when you have a home warranty, so many of these appliances that you're talking about have to do with water. And that is terrifying to me. Interestingly, my son was telling me about a car that he was working on. He's a mechanic, and the driver was struggling breathing. It was like a rental for her through her company. And there had been a leak, and there was mold all underneath.
Oh, my God.
And this poor woman had been in this environment for a week and had gone to the hospital 3 times.
No.
And anyhow, this is the kind, and I was like, you're what are you doing while you're working on that? Because I'm worried about my son being in there, and they have respirators and everything. But at the same time, I'm thinking about what it's like for you to know that you are giving people that peace of mind to know, even if they do have a water leak, you're going to handle it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the thing is, if a claim does get out of hand, that does happen sometimes. I'm going to be totally freaking honest. When it does get out of hand, I get involved, and Kelly knows she's got me on the phone, and I get in there, and it's basically I'm doing what I can and what I've learned over the years by taking care of my people, and that means
for
my
our
agents
clients.
and my customers, our clients. Yeah.
So that's how you all work together. Like I was saying, the trifecta. So this is how you all get to all the different things that are win-wins about all of you. You get to help each other in your small businesses, but also really you're helping your clients.
That's the main piece
end
of
game.
it. That's the end game, right?
Yep.
If you take care of people, they're going to take care of you.
Yeah.
It's old school. It's just a fact. You know,
right.
I learned it coming up as a kid. You know. If
and
you
it
take
hasn't
care
changed since then.
No, it hasn't. If you take care of your community, that community that you're taking care of is definitely going to take care of you back.
Yep. And that's how I get the business, is because if I make Kelly upset with me or other agents out there, they're not going to use me.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. You ain't going to get nothing out of us.
Well, that's why
damn.
When you find your people, you're protective of your people, right? Because it is so hard to find people that you have that level of trust. Because we're talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, biggest purchase anyone makes, generally speaking.
Yeah.
So if I were to look at a listing that's on, let's say Zillow, can they say that there's a warranty or whatever place? We don't like Zillow. Do we not like Zillow? I don't know.
Oh, you know.
Zillow.
Hey.
They're so inaccurate.
Oh, really?
Amazing.
Hey.
Oh, yes. No, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, so
No, listen, I don't know that, so I would want to know that.
oh my
Yeah,
God,
while
the
we're here,
Zestimate.
The Zestimate.
Let's get real on the Zestimate. So Zillow, actually, in their fine print, I haven't read it lately, but back, you know, last year when I looked at it, in their fine print, that Zestimate that you see, like your home's value, could be up to 30 to 40% off.
Wow.
It is a very, very, very generic algorithm that they use. And it's like they don't take into consideration the updates you've done. They don't take into consideration the market. They literally just use the tax records, and the tax records are always outdated.
Yeah, they are.
So
right.
this estimate is not a real value.
So where should somebody go?
Me.
There you go. There it is.
Come to me. I
Right
will
there.
run that analysis. I will go through. I will go through all sorts of avenues to figure out your home's value.
Okay,
True
so
value.
True value
value.
in the market of the moment, because it changes all the time.
and also like when houses are sold around it, I'm sure has an effect on the value of your own home.
Absolutely.
So if I come to you and I say I've seen this listing on Zillow, I don't know if it's accurate. Can you list on there, or can I see if there's a home warranty listed on the listing?
I mean, if it's in the description, so basically, like us realtors, we will go through the FMLS or the Georgia MLS, like our two main listing services in the area. We will input all of the information, and then it'll get syndicated out. So, I mean, a lot of the times, like I do have clients, I'm like, still explore Zillow, because sometimes you never know. We could find a for sale by owner, like that's awesome, but still explore Zillow. But I can't tell you how many times people have sent me an address, and I'm like, that home has never been for sale.
Oh my gosh, that's
like,
crazy.
It's never
crazy,
been for
right?
sale. Like, or like saying like, hey, like this is under contract, but it's actually a rental. Like,
gosh,
it's crazy.
Well, you know, I mean, and what you were asking is the warranty can be put on it.
Can that happen?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It can be put on, and nothing is due until the time of closing.
Yep.
If it does not close, which I don't want that to happen to you.
Oh, no.
You know, there are a lot of moving parts. It happens sometimes.
There is.
So if it doesn't close, or the seller decides not to pay for the home warranty for the buyer, then it just goes away. But the buyer has up to 30 days if they want to purchase the warranty. But if they don't purchase it, it goes away. How I get paid, of course, is having that listing convert over to a buyer. So that's very, very important there. But it just needs to be where if you've got it on the listing, you need to put it over to the buyer, because what you're doing is you're creating history on that property.
Yes.
So let's say 2 days after they move into the house, the water heater goes out. Guess what? We've had it on the market for 2 or 3 months. Sorry, it's probably less than that, but
Less than that for Kelly.
2 or 3 months. Let's say it's 2 or 3 months. Okay, the water heater, something happened 2 days after they moved in, okay? We can look back and go, okay, well, it doesn't raise a red flag because it didn't just happen. I mean, we've had it on there. Everything was fine. They moved in. This happened. We do it all day long.
So then there's Dereck, who gets to
Lovely day.
who gets
Boston. How do you say it?
Boston.
Okay,
Boston.
heard.
So then
You're going to soft wash my roof.
not only
I'll
that,
soft wash it, all right.
I'm out.
Clock out, go home. It's fine.
this is a rated G show.
I was not aware.
No, actually, it's not. You can curse and everything if you
Yeah,
want.
listen to the last
Don't
podcast.
give me
I
that
cuss like a
open
sailor.
invitation. Do not give me that open invitation. Like everything's going to be screwed. Do not.
Dereck, what else do you do besides washing roofs and making them look gorgeous?
So here at Jenson's Precision Power Wash and Restoration, we are a full-service exterior cleaning solutions company. And I want to stress the full service.
Yep.
Not only do we take care of everything pressure washing and soft washing, but also that full service means we have access to people like Kelly. We have access to people like Robert. We have access to fully serve our customers, whatever they may need.
Whatever they need.
And, you know, I want to give a plug out. Just recently, we signed a partnership with Apex Roofing.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
the
you.
claps in the studio for you.
They have become, Precision Power Washing and Restoration has become their sister company, so that they can now offer roof soft washing and roof cleaning as part of their services without having to buy all the equipment, all the trailer, all the chemicals, all of that, then hiring a guy or two to go out and do it, right? So they just saved themselves like 80, 90 grand, and they got me, and now we're just working together, and it's a beautiful thing.
Well, I love, too, that if it were me, the average person, I wouldn't know what kind of chemicals you're using. I wouldn't even know. All I know is that you need to make this look how I would like it to look, however you do that. But you have ethics behind what you're doing. The chemicals that you use are, as a matter of fact, I forgot about this. He came to my house last year, and he, like, cleaned all my gutters. They were gorgeous, took pics and everything. And then he was like, your driveway. I was like, it's great. He was like, no. So he
Not so much.
Watch me make it great, ma'am.
He makes it great.
Took a little bit of like a whatever he uses and like made like a nice little beautiful white spot, and he was like, every time it rains it's going to clean off and it's going to look gorgeous. It still does. It's been like a year. No kidding.
And there
He
we
was
go.
telling me about that.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
So-
like the Reformation. Yeah.
So that's the other thing too. We're using the right chemicals, the right detergents, and we have all of our wash chemicals have a pollen blocker in there, which is what you just experienced, right? So we can we're the only company that will actually firmly stand on the fact that, hey, we're going to come out and do this cleaning, and we're going to stand behind it for a year. Mm-hmm. We're going to guarantee that your house or your driveway is going to look this way for 12 months. If it doesn't, give me a call. We'll come back. Touch-ups are always free. When we do a roof cleaning, we guarantee that cleaning for 3 to 5 years. So there's a tremendous value in going with a company like me.
And a certificate.
And a certificate of compliance that also, we'll get into that. But, the things that we're doing, we're innovators within the industry. I'm always looking to bring tremendous value to my customer base.
And you're 5 steps ahead.
I try to be.
Well, you were the first. It wasn't even really officially pressure washing. It was power washing. You were the first one here in Cherokee County, I believe.
I was the first one to be a full-service exterior cleaning solutions company. When I came to Cherokee County and opened my company, there was 46 pressure washing companies total. Okay, now if you look, there's over 300 to 400 pressure washing companies out here.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. Wow. And a lot. I don't want to kind of like sound arrogant, but a lot of it is because of the things I'm doing. Okay, social media is a great tool. People are seeing me on social media. I'm not scared to share my background, so people are hearing that.
He's the man,
and
he's the man.
It creates an incentive, an inspiration to people. They look at me and they say, "Wow, here's a guy that totally turned his life around, made a bunch of mistakes, and came here and made something of himself."
Beautiful.
And so, if he can do it, then I can do it. And so, and I'm always there to help. When my phone rings. As you heard, it's ringing while we're doing this. When my phone rings, I'm always answering it. And if you're a good person and you have some class and you have some integrity about you, I'll help you. I don't care if you're my quote-unquote competition because I don't have competition. I compete with myself every day, and that's the only competition I have. I know I'm the shit. I don't need anybody to validate that.
So do we.
Drop the freaking mic.
That's it.
No, don't really do
that.
that.
I was going to say, don't drop her mic. That's like probably a very expensive mic.
Yeah, I can't afford that right now.
What I like, though, there's something really sweet about the fact that you have such an authenticity about you, and it fosters this feeling of trust because you're not afraid to say, here's what I learned, here's how I kind of, the American dream, this is how I kind of bounced back, this is how I built my life. And I think everyone can, especially here in America, everyone can really identify with someone who's kind of pulling themselves up out of sometimes situations you didn't even cause yourself. So
I did to myself.
I was about to say, I did it to myself, too. It's fine.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing it, so I want to take credit there.
Me too. Oh, my God. It was fun, but, oh, man. Like, here we go.
I told you I brought some rowdy friends. I wasn't bullshitting.
We've seen some shit.
We have seen some shit.
But you know what I appreciate about the fact that you all do understand how the darker side of these industries work, because that gives you the ability to look ahead and say, okay, if we don't do this, this is what someone could possibly do. Here's how we're going to protect you.
Yes.
And speaking on, I want to touch on that darker side of the industry real quick. And, we were supposed to have an insurance agent join us today.
Oh, yeah.
We're not going to get into names or companies just because we respect people like that, right? There's things called boundaries, and we do respect those around here.
Boundary? You just said boundaries?
I know it, right? So we're going to respect that. But Robert and I were just talking about an hour before we came in here that, we were supposed to have an insurance rep come in. The insurance rep was all for it, and the insurance rep was going to validate the fact that, yes, per the insurance companies on your homeowner's insurance, you do need to have your roof soft washed every 3 to 5 years. You do need to have a certificate of compliance that I offer through the Asphalt Shingles Manufacturers Association showing that you are in compliance with these guidelines.
A legit one from you.
A legit one, yeah. Not one that you went to Walmart and printed.
Yeah, all right? I mean, I have Google Docs right now.
Yeah,
I can type one up myself.
But if it doesn't have the ARMOR stamp on it, which ARMOR stands for the Asphalt Shingles Manufacturers Association, if it doesn't have that ARMOR stamp on it, then it don't mean diddly. And again, there's only 2 companies here in North Georgia that have that. And that's Ensley Exteriors, who is my mentor. I want to give a huge plug to Jason Ensley at Ensley Exteriors. He's the guy who kind of brought me into all this. He taught me all this, all my ethics, all my work ethics, all the attention to detail that I go through, the way that I cover the home up and tape off sockets and tape off electrical outlets, all the things, everything, all of the things that I do was embedded into my brain by Jason Ensley. So, Ensley Exteriors, Jason Ensley, I want to give you a huge shout, buddy. Thank you. We wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for Jason, so let's just give him a huge plug. He's a great guy, great family guy, and he does amazing business. But back to what I was saying, we were supposed to have an insurance rep here to validate all this, okay? And also to validate the fact that if you do stay within the guidelines and stay in compliance and you have a certificate that my company offers, it's an automatic 5% off your homeowner's policy for the year, which is huge, okay? And then on top of that, if you got the right tax person who knows what they're doing, it's an energy efficiency write-off up to 10% because, as Robert talked about, the HVAC system here in these homes in Georgia, they're usually up in the dead space of the ceilings, okay? And so what do we know about heat? The darker the color is, the more heat it attracts. Yeah. So the black lines, which is black is probably the darkest color you can get. Yep. The black lines on the roof, that's making that attic space a lot hotter, which is making that HVAC system work that much harder, which is definitely increasing your possibility for a failure, okay? So by having the roof cleaned, it lightens up the roof, which lightens up the heat in the attic space, which lightens up the workload on that HVAC unit.
Not only that, but every month you're not paying as much for your air conditioning to run. I always think about that. Like, I'm shocked at how much June, July, August, how much my power bill is because it's running so much. So I never really thought about that by having, you're not only saving in a tax way, but you are also saving in a monthly fee.
Yeah, you're saving on your policy. And then also, you're probably saving a little bit. I mean, I don't know what the savings would be. I'm sure it's not much. But if that HVAC unit isn't having to work as hard, you're definitely saving some money there, too, because it's not running like constantly. All the other ones are.
Right.
Okay, so, I mean, it's an absolute must that you have a certificate of compliance showing that your roof has been kept up with the proper roof maintenance, adhered to by the guidelines set forth by the Asphalt Shingles Manufacturers Association.
Dereck, let's just talk about the average person, okay? Who doesn't know about this? Most people.
99.9% of the people don't know about it.
I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it until he came on the show last year, and I was like terrified.
And it's funny because it's said that it's a certificate of compliance, okay? And the insurance companies want to know that you're in compliance. And the insurance rep that we had that was going to come here and validate all this, because said, yeah, you're right, all that information is accurate. She validated that to me and Robert. At the very last minute, she called Robert and said, I can't do it. And Robert said, why? And he had said, well, the company that I work for said that it's a compliance issue and I could be fired because here's the dark side. Like we talked about, here's the dark side, okay?
Yep.
They don't want you to know if you're in compliance or not. They don't want you to know.
Because that's how they make their money.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
They don't want to give you that 5% discount. They want to be able to send you that little nasty letter that says, hey, we're putting you in a non-renewal status.
Yeah, okay? Because you're out of compliance, which who would have even known? What does compliance even mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, all I know is I have a roof on my house.
Right. And you don't know, and again, that's the beautiful part. Like, Morgan reached out from Apex Roofing because she had realized that she went on, and again, I'm going to give Morgan and her crew at Apex Roofing a huge shout out. Like, they are an amazing company. They're honest, okay? With roofing companies, it's very hard to find an honest roofing company.
A really good one.
Yes.
It is very hard.
Very
and an
difficult.
Honest one.
Yes.
And they are honest. And she had said, Dereck, look, we've been on some roofs that could we have sold a roof replacement? Yes, but they didn't need it. So we weren't going to sell them something they didn't need. So, here you have a company, Apex, that's going out and they're literally taking care of the customer in such a way where they're saying, look, could we do this? Yes, we could, but it's going to cost you money that you don't need to spend.
Yes.
So they're extremely honest. Their integrity is absolutely through the roof, and the crew that they have is just. We were on a job site. I went and watched. What they were doing.
Wow.
You know me. I want to know if I'm going to get into business with you. I want to know that we align, right? And so I just went out and looked at their whole system and saw how they did things, and I was like, yes, this is something I want to be a part of, right? Because I like honesty, I like integrity, and I like value, and they bring all of that. So shout out to Morgan and her crew at Apex Roofing. And again, they saw value. They said, look, we don't want to have to invest, 60 to 80 grand to get all the equipment and then the liability insurance to hire a couple guys and put them in a truck and have them go out there and do this. And then, and then we got to train them. So, you're looking at a huge, huge upfront cost. So that was going to mean that profit margins were going to be very low for a little while. But together, we kind of just talked, and I said, look, I can bring all of that. I'm licensed. I'm insured. I have the certificate. We can bring all that, and we can be profitable from day one, job one. And that was just something that was appealing to both of us. And so we decided to make that partnership happen. And, again, that's kind of what we do. We're a full-service exterior cleaning solutions company. We're taking care of everybody that we possibly can in every which way that we can. And we just want folks – my biggest thing is I just want folks to feel valued, and then also when I'm gone, have a sense of value in the work that I had done. So when I come in, I clean the home. Yes, it looks great, but I've introduced them to someone like Robert. Now they have a home warranty for that HVAC system. There's some value. If they're trying to sell the home or something like that, and because I talk to my customers, I introduce them to Kelly, and there's value because they immediately get taken care of with her, and she does the things, like you talked about with Zillow. She gets the facts of what the home is actually worth.
Even if they're just curious, they don't even have to want to sell their home.
Right, but they're just curious, what would my home sell for?
Right, because if you're a homeowner, you're in the market. You're in the market. That's just what it is.
This is the amount of money that you are investing every month, and this is what you're putting your money towards. Something that could be like your retirement nest egg or something like that. So there is you have a vested
in the
interest.
Market. Yeah,
you have a vested interest.
You've got to make that house beautiful to show. You got to.
No, 100%,
yes. And that's
these
where,
days. Yes.
That's where Dereck's coming in, and like I said, if I was selling my house. The love that Dereck put into my driveway. I'm going to go there.
Did you see the pictures on social media?
It's
it was
ridiculous.
So cute. It was
this guy puts love into the driveway and says, "You haven't seen shit yet." Okay, that's exactly what he told me. So he does this. Okay, and then my daughter comes home from her job. And she must have gotten into some mud or something like that on the road. She tracks freaking mud across it. And I'm like, now you have made my driveway hell. So now I got to have him come back and do the damn stuff.
So I want to, and again, I'm not trying to boast myself or anything, but Robert's actually right. I went out and I cleaned his house, and he was like, "Oh, well, my driveway is fine," and I pressure washed. I said, "No.
You hadn't seen the brush hitting the damn concrete yet."
So I do my process right.
Yeah.
And when I'm done with it and I'm wrapping up my stuff, and he's looking at it and he's like, "What are those things that are sparkling?" My driveway has never sparkled, and so.
Diamond driveway.
Honest to God.
He had
a diamond warranty plan?
Dereck made my driveway a diamond.
He went to Jared.
Oh, shit.
You had me at hello, Dereck.
Oh, buttercup.
I'm sorry.
So your driveway was gorgeous. We
got a bro ship. Can't you tell? We got a bro ship.
Oh, and then also he power washed the house too. It was gorgeous. My roof. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if you're going to be able to do it or not. He did my roof, and I was like, holy shit. Yeah, I'm letting out the cuss words because I was like, really, holy shit.
Did it shine bright like a diamond?
It shined bright like a diamond.
Well, what I want to ask you as well is we were talking about Google reviews a little bit and how people can pay for them, of course.
Yes.
And I mean, every business I go to, it's the truth. I get asked to please leave us a Google review. I mean, I'll get a text about it. You know, you were just here a couple weeks ago. Would you please leave it for the third time? So I understand the value of it. But what I want to know is how do you compare a value of a Google review to what you all are talking about with the value of your reputations and the people that are speaking for you and and sort of the people that you're working with that are reflective of you?
So I'll go first because, you know, as a business who thrives off of reviews, this is for a consumer that's looking at the Google reviews to judge a company, right? If a company has all 5 stars and they're a perfect 5-star company, that should be a major red flag that they paid for 90% of those reviews.
Oh, hell yeah.
You want to see a company with 4.6, 4.7, 4.8, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to go and look at those either mediocre or bad reviews and see what the review says. Hold on. Ready? Here it is. Ready? See what the review says. Here's the part. You ready?
Ready.
Look at the response from the company to that review.
Yeah. Oh,
okay?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, you know, we live in a world where people, they love to complain. We got a ton of Karens out there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Look,
no offense to women named Karen, but it is what it is, right? We got a lot of Karens out there.
He just went there.
I did go there. I absolutely did.
No, everyone knows. I'm glad it became Karen because at one point when this was all starting, there were a little bit of Sharons in there, and then it all switched over to a Karen, and I'm just grateful for that.
Amen.
But
or
everyone
even like
knows
Susan,
what it means.
like
Yeah.
Susan,
or Susan. Yeah.
Like, I mean, like Sharon's safe. Like you're safe.
Thank you,
So
girl.
is
You are
Kelly. Like,
safe.
it's fine.
But everyone knows who a Karen is.
So, you know, my thing is I want to hire a 4.8, 4.9 company way before I want to hire a 5-star company. Because there's no such thing as perfection. Nobody's perfect.
We are human and we make mistakes.
Exactly. We can strive to be perfect,
Exactly,
100%.
but we'll never achieve that.
No.
Yeah.
There was only one person ever that was perfect, and that's God.
Amen. Hey, fucking
He just brought...
What a plug that was.
I know, right before Easter and everything.
I mean, we got to plug in the man. I mean, he's the man. He's the creator. He's the all.
I do
right?
believe God came into this room.
Absolutely.
I mean, seriously, that was fucking awesome.
Well, okay.
Now you got to go say 5 Hail Marys and 2 Our Fathers.
Well,
who is your ideal client?
me.
Seriously.
Well, my ideal client is anybody who values their property and wants to maintain the value of their property. Because I'm not for everybody. You know, I'm not cheap. I'm not the $99 guy. You know, if you can't afford me, then you can't afford me. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, I am on the higher end of the scale. I'm not the highest, but I am on the higher end of the scale. But that's just because of what I bring to the table. I know my work is superior to most. You know, I have equipment that I paid a lot of money for. It wasn't free. No one gave me a deal on the stuff. So I can't, in turn, give you a deal. You know, I mean, that's just the way it works. I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm being real. You know, like...
This is a business. This is how you support your life.
It costs... People
His
think
shit it lights up too, doesn't it?
it's a little bougie. Yeah,
A little bougie?
Yeah. My tanks light up, and I got lights underneath
You
it.
see him coming down 285, you're like, that's Dereck Jensen right there.
Yeah, you can't miss me. But
I'm just you guys. It's like the visual I have.
and I got all my stuff set up neon green.
Oh, yeah.
So it looks radioactive.
I was about to say,
and I got big tanks on there. So when I'm going down the road and it's all lit up at night, people are like, "Oh my God! Like, what has he gotten? Is it radioactive?" Like, oh my! It makes people look because they're like, you know, they're curious, and then when they look, I'm branded everywhere. I got my sign on the back, on the sides.
So,
looks like a party bus.
Yeah, but only it's a party trailer.
Party trailer with no room for more than like 3 people on the back of it. Like that's probably about
That's
it.
enough for a party, I think. Especially if Dereck is there. So
That's it. With 3 or more gathered, his will would be done, right? So that's all we need.
Amen.
We don't need a huge crowd.
Yeah.
So who is your ideal client, Robert?
Okay, my ideal client is this young lady right here.
Real estate
Realtors.
agents. Woo!
Agents, baby. Agents, because they're the ones that are selling the home warranty to their clients. I always tell Kelly and everyone else out there, I said, if you want me to call your client and talk to them about the home warranty,
He will.
I 100% will. I'll explain it to them. Listen, I'm going to be totally freaking transparent with y'all. If you go on and you look at the reviews, they're going to have shitty reviews with all the home warranty companies. Yeah. Some are getting paid, and they're like 9.6 or 100% or 5 stars. That's the problem. They're paying big money for that. We don't do that. We do not do that. The reason that rating is down with home warranty companies is because when you have a complaint, you complain about it. You never put anything on there if your home warranty did a great job for you.
Right, exactly. Like the angry people leave the reviews.
Right, it's because that's what I expect.
It's because something went wrong.
Yeah, I expect to be treated well, and when it works well, then I get to just walk away and not have to think about it. But when I'm mad and feel like I've been taken advantage of, everyone's going to know about it.
Now you're all in your feelings.
Yeah, all in my feelings.
Yep. And the whole social media, everybody
You're
knows.
driving the drama bus.
Well, I mean, that's why I brought a brochure in here, too, so I could sell Sharon on a freaking home warranty, baby.
That's what this whole thing is
months,
about.
Baby.
Yeah.
You knew there was an underlying issue, right?
All I knew was that I was getting chocolate from Dereck today.
That's it.
And a home warranty.
And a home warranty, baby. Yeah.
Kelly, who is your ideal client?
Listen, I mean, honestly, anybody. I mean, I work with buyers, sellers, and investors. Again, education and consultative approach. Like, I provide solutions, not problems. Like, one of my promises, like, to my clients, and I go over this with every home buyer or home seller strategy session that I set up. One of my promises is that I will do every single thing in my power to make this a seamless transaction, to make sure that you get what you want when you want it. But the thing is like, again, like, we're all human, right? Like, and me as the manager of like 100 different people, the listing agent, the seller, the closing attorney, the lender,
the inspector,
everybody, the inspector, everything. So it's like, people are human and people make mistakes. But what we do promise is that we will come to you with solutions and not problems.
Right. So, I mean, there are many things that are intangible. You can't predict. And so you're just saying whatever comes, we're here to we'll handle it.
Absolutely.
And you'll be honest about it.
Oh, 100%. And it's like, with the experience that I've gained over the last 5 years and the amazing people like Janice Overbeck team, like my new team, like, love them. They are freaking awesome. Like, I mean, I have some great mentors. I have so many amazing people to look up to. Like, I mean, like, again, when you hire me, you hire an amazing team, and even my team and knowledge on the back end, like hundreds of years probably collectively of experience. And so, I kind of lost my train of thought.
Excuse me for interrupting.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I will tell you one major thing I can tell you. We do not care about the age of the systems and appliances. There have been so many times where it's like an agent will call me, Kelly will call me and say, hey, I got this house here. The systems, the HVAC system is 18, 20 years old, okay? Or a water heater, yeah. I mean,
I saw one 36 years old the other day on a seller's property disclosure. I'm like, 36 years old? Like, what? I wish I could have gone and saw it, but we didn't. We were just like, no.
Well, as long as it's properly maintained,
right.
Okay? The maintenance is important, but as long as it's in safe, proper working order, that's all that matters.
It's funny. I think about, when I was growing up in the 70s, 80s, right? So my parents had this really old school looking refrigerator and washer and dryer, and it worked for 20 to 30 years. But I am telling you. They
don't make them the same these days.
They break all. I bought 2 brand new ones, and I won't say the brand.
Samsung? LG? They should make phones. Sorry.
So they both broke. Like within 10 years, both my washer and my dryer broke with plastic pieces. And I got very became friends with, I know. What could I have done in that case, Robert?
Superman's here. HWA man's here.
But I was so angry that it happened because I felt like, it's almost like that planned obsolescence, right? Where they put these plastic pieces in things on purpose to break so that you do need to buy some new
100%. That's how society is these days.
It's it makes me kind of mad too because what we're talking about is knowing that people are going to be like, oh, it's brand new, it's shiny, it's stainless steel.
Correct.
And you're willing to pay for it, knowing that it could break at any time. And so that's like where you step in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's where I step in because, the thing is, like I said, it's the age.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, my parents probably still would have had their, fridge working.
Avocado green fridge with like the brown handles. Yeah.
The thing is you're right. They're not making things like they used to. Okay. So the thing is that they think when you're talking about old, 10-year-old HVAC and under, you shouldn't have to worry about putting a home warranty on there. Oh my God. Yeah, you do. You never know what's going to happen.
It's true. No matter what.
And I want to touch on that. That's so true for everything. You talk about the appliances with the mediocre to cheap parts, so they're breaking a lot faster. That carries all the way through. And I want to give an example. When I was a site supervisor with TIG Custom Homes, building these custom subdivisions, I had noticed that they were using the bottom of the barrel materials. Okay, so you're getting, you're paying $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 for a house that's not built with quality stuff.
No,
and I'm going to touch base on the shingle part, right? So they're using a lesser quality shingle up there, and that's something that if you're looking for new construction homes or you're looking to have a home built, you definitely want to go in and ask these questions like, what are you using for materials to build my home with? Because that's so very important.
Can I ask you, because I listened to y'all's podcast, like the last one, and you were talking about copper-infused shingles.
Right, so those are allergy-resistant shingles.
Right, so is that like what they're putting on new construction homes now?
No. Hell no.
Hell no. All right, so that is something that I will be asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that
either. Now here's the great part about that, okay? Allergy-resistant shingles, what makes them allergy-resistant is they're infused with copper.
Yeah.
Okay, copper is a natural allergy resistant. If you ever look in the ground where copper deposits are, you'll notice moss and mildew is not there. Okay, wow. So here's a little thing. Again, this is the thing they don't want you to know. If you have a allergy resistant shingle on your roof, and your roof gets black lines on it within 10 years, that shingle manufacturer, whether it's Gaff, IKO, Owens Corning, we talked about this in my last one, they will reimburse you for that cleaning as long as you have the proper certificate showing that this is what happened, and the before and after pictures also. So copper infused shingles and allergy resistant shingles, they're at the top of the line. They're definitely at the top of the price point as well. But again, it's a tremendous value, and it's worth spending that little bit of extra money because you know that you have a superior shingle up there. But I mean, yeah, but it's.
I didn't really put it together. I know that with new construction, I'm sure they're just like house after house right next to each other.
Oh, cheaply made.
Exactly.
Like you got to work with a good builder.
They're just trying to maximize their profits. You know?
Absolutely. So and especially in a tight market like this.
Yeah,
like, I mean, like you have
totally
to.
Makes
right?
sense. It makes sense.
Think like put yourself in a position where you're the builder, right? Why are you going to put a $40,000 roof on it when you can put a $9,000 roof on it?
Right.
And look at the profit margin there.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to sell the home, so
because unless they educate the consumer about
Exactly.
why that roof was so expensive and why the house is priced the way it is, like if there's no education, if there's a gap in that,
they won't understand
they
won't
pay
for it. They won't.
And
and
that's
that is where we come in.
Told.
That's right.
Education.
And
Education.
that's why I love talking with her and having conversations with her, because I'm able to give her knowledge that she can then pass on to her buyers, and she can go in and ask the right questions about, hey, by the way, what shingles are those?
Yeah.
And that,
let me call Dereck. Like, hey.
Right. Hey, is this good or is this bad?
Because he will answer my phone call. And I tell you, I've learned so much from this guy over the last couple months. Shit.
So again, to circle back to, what do we do? That's what we do, right? So we're not out here just washing houses and driveways. Okay, we're out here taking care of our customers. We're taking care of our core group of people, and we're trying to expand that. We basically want to be the company that everyone looks to and aspires to be, and just set that bar extremely, extremely high.
And the main thing is all three of us right here, customer service is number one. So when you're calling us or you're emailing or texting, you're getting a
real person.
A real person.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what we all need in this world right now.
Yeah, you're not getting some guy that, I don't have an answering service. I don't have some bougie system. You can't just, go on a website and fill out. No, you actually got to talk to me. And again, over the past 4 years of being in business, I'm on year 5. That's one of the things that I've learned is who my customers are, but more importantly, who my customers aren't. Yeah. If you're not willing to have a conversation with me about what you're looking to get done, chances are I probably don't want the job anyway.
There you go.
Right. Then you can go fill out that online form that says, hey, name, phone number, email. Yeah. I want this. Okay.
But if they're not willing to actually have and explain to you what their problem is, or be willing to get out of the comfort zone of, nobody answers their phone anymore. Everybody does on things online.
Well,
so
listen, I'm telling you, not everybody answers their phone. I tell you what, when somebody knocks on my door, unless it's Amazon, I run the other way. I hide under the couch. So, hey.
No, but you're talking about, you don't want to have a customer that's going to be difficult like that or not willing to have a conversation with you. So you're weeding out the people that aren't your client.
Right, because if there's ever a problem, they're going to handle it the same way. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I don't like problems. But if there ever is a problem, I want to be able to at least have a conversation and communicate effectively so that we can come up with a solution to that problem.
All of us are the same way.
Exactly, and all of us are the same way. I don't want to sit there and have to use my telepathy skills to wonder what the hell's going on in your brain.
Right. Well, that's also, as a customer, you never know if they're going to be thinking positive or negatively. And then, like you were saying, when we get mad, we say whatever we want on the most public forum we can. But what you're saying is, I want to handle it, and I want to know that someone's going to call and come to me with that, and not just fill out a form.
And then also, I want to know that you value your home.
Because it's one of the biggest investments you'll ever make.
It is. If you're not. Because there's a lot, if you think about it, right? There's a lot that goes into a house. I don't know what the exact
learning stuff.
I don't know what the exact number is, but most people are paying somebody to come out and cut their grass. They're paying somebody to come out and take care of all the things. It's not like, back in the 70s and 80s when we were kids, Dad went out and cut the grass. Dad went out and cleaned the,
We too busy working 10 jobs now.
Well, there's something about when you're doing that yourself and you are really in touch with your yard, your land, your home. I clean it myself. I mow it myself. There's something that I feel like I'm appreciating the gift of having one.
Beautiful. Beautifully said. Yes.
But a lot of people don't do that anymore. They're trusting somebody else to come out and keep that property
But
up.
when I do, I get to see if there's some changes happening. I know that it's supposed to feel like this. For example, when I open my back door to let my doggy out, there's a little hardwood piece that I'm hearing is catching on the bottom of the door. So now I know that I've got a little lift somewhere and I've got to fix it. That's brand new. But if I weren't really in touch with my house, I wouldn't know that there could be a potential leak under there. There could be something major happening.
True.
there is something to be said about having that sense of pride. And I really didn't put it together about the value that is, because you really can say, oh, I see there's a potential problem. Let me call the trifecta team of Jensen, Murray, and Habowski. Right? That's what you guys
Right, there we go.
Get us capes, man.
Get us
I like
capes.
that. I like that.
I really,
yes.
the trifecta
Jensen,
of Jensen,
Murray, and Habowski. There we go. Beautiful.
love it.
You are beautiful. You're such a beautiful woman. Hell yeah.
Applaud her. Let's applaud her. Sharon is the best.
We gonna
She
put her
is
name, too, on
the
our
bomb.
No, I'll be the power behind
And
it.
to everyone else out there,
Hey.
we can make it Jensen, Murray, and Habowski associates. So if you want to jump on with a powerhouse team, come on and get down with the get down. We want you around.
Get down with the get down.
We want you around. Absolutely.
Amen.
God. Well, how can everybody get in touch with you who are curious to know more about the services you
404-625-5314. I'm just kidding.
404-324-2281.
404-431-4576. We're the 404 crew. Hoorah!
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
No, so for me, I mean, huge on Facebook. I mean, Kelly Habowski. I mean, it's spelled just like it sounds. I mean, I'm pretty much, I think, the only one out there.
Right.
So, message me,
by
DM me.
myself.
Habowski, Habowski.
Nice.
Hubba.
What about you? How can people get in touch with you, Robert?
Phone number, I always have my business phone with me at all times. It's 404-324-2281. You can text me. My email address, rmurray@hwahomewarranty.com.
Nice. All right, Dereck.
And with me, you can go on to Google, Jensen's Precision Power Washing. You can put that in there. On Facebook, it's Precision Power Washing and Restoration, or me, Dereck Jensen, either which profile. And then always you can give me a call, which is what I prefer. You know, shoot me a call or shoot me a text, 404-431-4576.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much for coming to the studio and
No,
making
thank
my
you.
Friday happy. It has been so much fun. I forget sometimes when it's just the one-on-one, which I like to, but having some really good positive energy is just like done good for my soul today. So
We
thank
bring
you.
the party, baby.
The party and the value. That's the way I look at it. You
And
bring
to
the party
think
and
I
the
was
value.
nervous.
I told you, you were going to do just fine.
I know. Listen, I love you guys so much. Oh my God.
Sharon, you're the bomb. We appreciate
Yes,
you so
thank you,
much.
Oh, well,
Sharon.
my
Thank you,
pleasure.
thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all for listening to Fearless Formula on Business Radio X. Again, this is Sharon Klein reminding you, with knowledge and understanding, we can all have our own fearless formula. Have a great day.